first metric that you need to be obsessed with as an entrepreneur is CAC. Now, the question is, what is CAC, right? CAC is your total marketing cost, like total marketing, so whatever you're spending on marketing in terms of your ad spend, your hiring, vendors, everything, like your total cost divided by the number of customers you acquire during that period. Okay, so that determines how much are you paying in terms of marketing to acquire one customer. And your job is to reduce the amount you spend to acquire a customer. Now, the scary part of this is the fact that your acquisition costs have grown 60% in the last 5 years, and it's going to continue to rise. Like, advertising costs are growing so rapidly that it's actually putting a lot of people out of business. So if you're dependent on advertising, like Google and Meta ads to scale, you're not building a sustainable business. So you need to think about this number and think about how can you focus on other strategies that actually are more sustainable and stable in the long run, and that are not growing in terms of cost very rapidly. Also, thing to note about CAC is that it changes based on your business model. So if you're in a B2B business and you have a very long sales cycle, that means you have multiple touch points. Someone will speak to one agent and then transfer the call to another department. Then you need to do a product demo. You will have to speak to a different division. And your sales cycle is long, your CAC is going to be crazy high. And if you're in like an e-com where it's pretty much someone sees an ad and buys right away, and you can have a sale within the first like 24 hours, then your CAC is going to be significantly lower. So depending on your sales cycle, your CAC will increase, and that's very normal. Now, here are a couple of things to pay attention to when you're looking at CAC. Now, first thing, I've spoken to dozens of companies, and a lot of them don't even measure CAC. They don't even know what their CAC is. They're just trying to spend money on acquisition, and because they still have money or they have investment, they're fine with that. They're not actually looking at CAC. But it's really important for you to track it and look at how your CAC is growing or decreasing over time. So you need to look at a trend line. That way, what you can do is you can actually look at seasonality. And maybe what you find is, like in our case, our CAC is the lowest in Jan, Feb, and March. Because in Jan, Feb, and March, not many businesses have locked in their marketing spends or marketing budgets. So we capitalize on having that locked in. So what we do is we actually front load our marketing expense. We spend most in Jan, Feb, March, and then we start to slow down at the end of the year when things get competitive. But the only reason we're able to make that decision is because we look at CAC trends over like 10 years. So I know exactly when are the best periods to scale up and scale down. Next, you need to look at CAC by marketing channel. So you actually need to look at which channel is giving you the best cost of acquisition. For example, if you actually go deeper with like Facebook advertising or Meta, Facebook or Google advertising, you're going to find that Facebook is actually significantly cheaper than Google. Like if you just look at impressions, you're basically paying $7.19 for like 1,000 impressions versus $48 on Google, which is crazy expensive, right? But again, if you're profitable, you don't mind diversifying, but you can get significantly more customers on Facebook versus Google. Next, you got to think about your business model, right? So I told you every business model is different. B2B tend to have higher CAC because also your average order value is significantly higher. Your deal sizes are significantly higher. And e-coms tend to have lower CAC. But you will know what is the optimized amount once you start tracking the trends and you start comparing that to your lifetime value.